First, they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, and then you win. That is Mahatma Gandhi, and that is exactly the quote that Senator Dickson just used to open the NDC first ever national convention. Something happened in Nigeria today that the ruling party does not want to see. A brand new political party, barely 3 months old, just held a full national convention, ratified a national working committee, amended its constitution, and put Peter Obi on the stage. This is either the beginning of something that changes 2027 forever, or the most expensive political theater Nigeria has seen since June 12. Let us find out which one. The Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, just held its inaugural national convention. Peter Obi is now officially inside this tent. So is former two-term governor and senator Henry Dickson of Bayelsa State, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of Kano State. The party elected Senator Cleopas Moses Zoo as national chairman. They amended their constitution, they administered oath of office, and they did all of this in one day, loudly, publicly, and deliberately. This is a party that was registered only after a federal high court judgment forced INEC to comply in early 2025. They fought for the right to exist, and now they are daring Nigeria to take them seriously. The question is, should we? Before we break this down, if you are watching this and you have not subscribed, I beg do it now. Hit the bell button. Because events are happening fast in Nigerian politics, and you cannot afford to be the last person in the room to understand what is happening. This channel break it down for you. No propaganda, no party loyalty, just truth. Now let's get into it. First, they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, and then you win. Senator Henry Dickson, quoting Gandhi at the National Convention. When a Nigerian politician opens with Gandhi, either something profound is happening, or someone has a very good speechwriter. But strip away the drama and the logic holes. The NDC was ignored when it applied for registration in 2017. INEC created a bureaucratic bottleneck when they reapplied. They went to court and won. They are now being attacked by APC members, by ADC loyalists, by commentators calling them a flash in the pan. According to Gandhi framework, the next stage is winning. The question Nigeria must honestly answer is this movement following that trajectory, or it is a trajectory being performed for cameras? This party is barely 3 months old, yet no political party in the history of our country has enjoyed this level of acceptance, enthusiasm, and trust from all Nigerians within short a period of time. Bold claim, very bold. Let us examine it. Senator Henry Dickson is not wrong that NDC growth rate is unusual. The APC in 2013 was the fastest growing major in Nigerian political history. The obedient movement in 2022 broke every social media mobilization record. Both phenomena produced energy that did not fully translate into electoral victory at every level. The NDC 3 months momentum is real, but momentum and machineries are two different things. You need both to win a presidential election in Nigeria. Do they have the machinery? That is the unanswered question at this convention. The numbers revelation. Through the instrumentality of one man, 19 out of 24 members in the House of Representatives came to the National Assembly. But through some magic, they all drifted away, leaving 4. By the same token, through Peter Obi, 35 members came under Labour Party. Today, they have about 12. This NDC House of Representatives member just said what the whole convention was avoiding out loud on stage. This is the most brutally honest moment in the entire convention. An NDC member just won his own party leaders. Using Peter Obi's track record, the followers gain under one man's good deed tends to disappear when the political weather changes. from 35 Labour Party House members to 12, from 19 Kwankwaso aligned Kano representative members to 4. That is a documented pattern of collapse. And he delivered this warning inside the ADC convention tent in front of Peter Obi allies on the day of their biggest celebration. Respect to that man for this courage. The legal shield. Contrary to propaganda, there is no appeal in any court against the decision that led to registering our party. There is no pending litigation, no litigation whatsoever against the NDC in any court of justice in Nigeria. This was deliberate. Dickson said this slowly. He said it twice. He wanted it on record. This extremely matters. One of the biggest weapons being used against the NDC is the suggestion that it is legally unstable, that like the ADC, it will be consumed by court cases before 2027. Dickson is preemptively shutting that narrative down. If what he says is accurate and verifiable, no pending litigation, registration secured by court judgment, INEC compliance, then the NDC's legal foundation is actually cleaner than the ADC's right now, whose leadership dispute is still winding through courts. That is a significant political advantage if it holds. What this means for Nigerians. Here is what this means for ordinary Nigerian. The one buying crate of egg for 6,000 naira or filling their car for 140,000 naira. The one whose child cannot sleep peacefully because everywhere is hot, there is no light. Should take from today's NDC convention. 1. Now there is a new registered, legally clean opposition platform in Nigeria heading into 2027. That is objectively good for democracy regardless of which party you support. Multi-party competition forces every platform, including APC, to take the electorate more seriously. 2. The NDC has assembled a remarkable diverse tent in a remarkable short time. Senators, former governors, house members, aspirants from north, south, east, and west. If they can hold this coalition together through the turbulence of primary selection and ticket negotiation, which is where every Nigerian opposition coalition has historically shattered, then 2027 becomes genuinely unpredictable. 3. The constitutional amendment removing the quorum requirement for conventions and clarifying state executive structures matters more than people realize. These are the details that determine whether a party can function during crisis. NDC is trying to build a party that can survive internal stress, not just a party that looks good on inauguration day. Watch 3 things in the coming months. 1. Who NDC pick as their presidential candidate and whether that process is genuinely democratic. 2. Whether their structures can actually organize primaries. 3. Whether obedience followership transfers to the NDC platform or stay fragmented across Labour Party, ADC, and social media. My opinion. Here is where I stand. I was moved by one thing today. Not Peter Obi's presence, not Henry Dickson's Gandhi quotes, not the chanting or the music or the energy in that hall. I was moved by the House of Representative member, Honorable Victor, who stood up at his own party's biggest celebration and told the truth about the very man whose name filled that room with energy. He said, from 35 Labour Party rep members, we are down to 12. From 19 Kwankwaso reps, we are down to 4. Our leaders must pick the right people to fly our flags. That is not sabotage. That is a man who loves his country enough to say the uncomfortable thing on the most uncomfortable day. Nigeria needs more of this voice, not just in opposition parties, in APC, in the National Assembly, in Aso Rock itself. The NDC will live or die not by how loud their convention was today. It will live or die by whether they listen to the man's warning and build something that is bigger than any one individual presidential ambition. If they do that genuinely, structurally, and democratically, then 2027 will be the most interesting election Nigeria has ever seen. If they don't, the wind will blow off their candle and they will be in darkness. To use the word of a certain Kenneth Okonkwo. Lastly, before I end this video, the NDC has been born loudly, publicly, defiantly. They said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, and then you win. Nigeria is watching to see if that final stage is possible, or if it is just a quote borrowed from a man who fought British colonialism, applied to a party fighting Nigerian incumbency. In a country where the rules of political survival are written in a language Gandhi never spoke. I want to hear from you. 3 questions. 1. Do you believe the NDC is a genuine political movement or an expensive, well-organized performance? 2. If NDC picks Peter Obi as their presidential candidate through a clean primary, will you trust that result? Then finally, 3. What is that one thing NDC must do between now and 2027 to earn the trust of ordinary Nigerians who have been disappointed by every opposition before them? Drop your answer in the comments. Share this video with someone who was at that convention or who should have been. Subscribe if this channel is the one place where Nigerian politics get the honest breakdown it deserves. Peace. See you on the next one.